This is Charter Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance in the San Gabriel Valley, joined by Stephen Llanusa. He is a trustee with the Claremont Unified School District, also a teacher himself in Bloomington, teaches 5th grade. I want to speak with you about one of your favorite books. It's called The Dot.
Yes.
Tell us about The Dot.
What I love about The Dot is it is a book that inspires children to be more artistic. It starts with a student who doesn't think she's an artist, gives minimal effort into a project that the teacher frames and puts up in the classroom, and the student realizes, I can do better, does do better, and ends up being an arts mentor to another student.
And talk to me about why you believe arts and art education are not frivolous, but rather the crossover impact of art is so beneficial in so many other subjects.
Art is an amazing place for students who may not succeed in any other subject. In my own 5th grade class, after we read the book, we did art for 4 weeks based on simply dots, ending up with pointillism, negative space, watercolor simulations on the computer, and students who may not have succeeded in math or reading really bloomed. And students who did succeed in art and reading had another avenue for their expertise to shine.
But as I understand it as well, art can actually be beneficial, especially with regard to math, because of the creation of spatial relationships. Is that accurate, sir?
Oh, absolutely. Math and art play off each other very well. Music, all the
that
notes
I'm aware.
Are great for the students. And especially elementary school students, they learn science by mixing colors. They learn,
right.
Yes, and it's the tie-ins across the curriculum using art is just never utilized enough.
Let's talk about the art teacher. What has been the law as it relates to credentialing teachers who want to be educators in art?
Well, just this past month in September, State Senator Ben Allen.
But tell us what the law was before you tell us what Mr. Allen did.
Before, there was credentials for English, PE, science, math, visual arts, but there was no credential for performing arts and no credential for dance.
Okay.
Those were taught before. Drama was taught by English teachers who may or may not have that expertise.
I hear you.
Dance was taught by PE, who may have just been a football coach who had that segment.
So let's talk about Senator Ben Allen from Santa Monica. What did he do?
He authored a bill that was passed by the state legislature, signed by Governor Brown on September 26th, that we now have 2 more credentials, theater and dance.
Why do you believe, sir, that having credentials for those 2 artistic media, those 2 artistic areas is important?
It gives credence to the fact that they're valuable by making sure that the teachers who teach it are experts in that field. Just as we wouldn't want Spanish taught by someone who is fluent in Russian. They're both foreign language specialties, but you want to make sure that the specialty that the teacher is using correlates with the subject being taught.
Can I tell you, I have a daughter who's in 7th grade. She came home a few weeks ago, just cranky as all you know what. She was supposed to go to a dance class that night. She didn't want to go. I said, Paige, you need to go to the dance class. She went. She came back, she was a new person. It had completely transformed her mood. And it was that moment that I realized this child needs to pursue dance in school, and sure enough, we were able to put her into a separate dance class, and she's thriving.
It's great. Many schools not only lack dance teachers, they lack dance facilities. But I've seen some very creative use where the wrestling room has had a mirror put in and
whatever
a bar.
it takes.
Wherever space is where the arts can be taught can be used.
A companion bill was run at the same time, and that deals with arts curriculum.
Correct.
Tell us about that.
That was initiated by Assemblyman O'Donnell, and it is to...
From Long Beach?
Yes, and he is going, and his bill is now law, and the Department of Education is going to revamp the visual and performing arts standards, which haven't been revamped since 2000.
So I understand that as part of that bill, the department will be looking toward the National Core Arts Action Curriculum. Tell us about the national curriculum and how you may want to use that, or how the department may use that to help set up our new standards.
There are 4 overarching threads in the National Arts Curriculum core standards. They are creation, where students learn how to make their art. They are performance, production, and presentation, where they take their dance or their sculpture or their painting or their dramatic performance and show that and exhibit, whether it's in a gallery, a performance, or on a bulletin board in the classroom.
Okay.
The third one is evaluation. And you look at art that either you have made or a famous artist has made or that has been shown on a sidewalk, and you think, how did they make this? What is the technique or the tools that made this possible? And then the last one is connection. What does the art mean? What is the context of the artist? The artist in the 1860s who made this art piece is very different than the artist in the 2016s who may have made a very similar art piece but in a very different context.
So how do we, or what's your dream as the immediate past president of the Los Angeles County Association of School Trustees, right?
Yes.
What's your dream in terms of how we apply those national core art standards?
Well, I know that there are many organizations that are working to support the new curriculum. I was just at a conference at the El Portal Theater in North Hollywood Arts District for the California Educational Teachers Association. And they are so excited to know that California is giving credit and credence to what they do. And they are working with the National Dance Education Association and another organization called Create LA that has a dashboard that collects all the data about the state of arts at schools and districts throughout California, and also local agencies like the Los Angeles County Arts Commission. All these groups of people who care passionately about the art are making sure that the curriculum that's developed will address the needs for the students.
What's interesting about you is you have a bird's eye view in 2 counties. You're on a school board in LA County, but you teach in San Bernardino County. And so are both counties jumping on board here?
Well, I also have another double bird's eye view from the classroom, where I'm a teacher, and the boardroom, where I make policy or vote on policy for the implementation of arts instruction.
So lots of double bird's eye views.
So what I see is there's always opportunities for improvement, but also always people who are willing to implement those improvements. So, I mean, San Bernardino is a county that's larger than some states. And Los Angeles is a county that has more population than some states.
40.
So the ability for those 2 counties to implement arts is huge, and now we have the tools. We will have teachers who are credentialed in those fields and curriculum for it.
Speaking of teachers that are credentialed, we don't have enough teachers that are credentialed, let alone emergency credentialed. We are facing a teacher shortage in California, and it's quite dramatic. I mean, in 2015, there were 43,000 teacher vacancies, and the number of students seeking their teaching credential continues to drop. Do you think this might help?
Well, I think it's a double-edged sword. I think we'll help attract credentialed teachers who really want to concentrate on drama. They don't have to get the English credential and worry they'll be stuck teaching literature when they want to teach performance. So that may bring in new teachers. Also, the new credentials have a secondary pathway that allows for $1,000 of service or performance or work within that field, plus some other coursework that will give them an emergency credential to also help alleviate the shortage.
I see. So are we on the right path, I mean, with this and otherwise, to alleviate the shortage?
Well, it's a start, but it's much broader than arts education, the teacher shortage.
You'll come back?
I will.
He is Stephen Llanusa. He's a trustee at the Claremont Unified School District. My name is Brad Pomerance, coming to you from the San Gabriel Valley. It's Charter Local Edition.